This is Uncle Martin going live on the Monday, and I'm gonna. It's October, I know that, and I should write this stuff down. I believe it's the 20th on Monday of October. I just did a live yesterday on my little guy Skippy. Maybe you've seen, if you ever watched any of my stuff. Skippy is a little fluff ball, not like this guy. He's my other rescue. So Skippy basically took his last breath this morning at, well, that's the last breath I heard from him. It was at 1:42 a.m. this morning. 1:42, 4, 5, 6, 7. This dog was a very spiritual dog. He left us on 1 a.m. 42. So I'm a little. The doctor said he couldn't do anything for him because he was anywhere from 12 to 15 years of experience because of his teeth, and he wanted to put him down for $600, but he already charged me $1,100 for he couldn't do anything for him. And by the way, he did say that I was able to cure him from ringworm. I guess that's a positive note. The sad note is the last few hours I had one of these well, it's a ladle, and I was giving him chicken broth, and then when I got home yesterday at 2 I 2 p.m. I had to work a 6 to 2. When I got home, I couldn't find him, and then when I did find him, he was covered with flies. It wasn't very positive, but I picked him up. He was still going good. He wouldn't drink any water, so I got this, and I ladled down water. Prior to this, I was just ladling down chicken broth, which was bringing him around. It was bringing him around up to a point. Now, when I was doing this with the water, he had no intention of having any more water. So I knew you could not eat for many, many days, but you can live a lot longer with water. I've done fasts up in the desert. I know this stuff. But when animals don't well, they don't eat, it's like a they do a fast, and I've brought back dogs from parvo. I mean, 2 dogs actually. But that would be another story. All right, one more. Only because I love you. That's lightning. That's all I got left. All right, what do I got here? I got people talking to me. I don't want to disappoint you on anything. Like, I'm not ignoring you, by the way. I'm just trying to tell a story here. Live chat, yeah, okay. Gaming official, welcome, 9090. Veronica, Veronica, hello. Elijah, hello. Antonio, hello. And Antonio Torres Doggy. So my dog, he passed last night. I guess I gotta go get another one out of the well, it's gonna be a shelter. I've always gotten rescue dogs because we should go as individuals. If you don't have a dog or a cat, go to these places. These animals need a home. That's all I'm saying. They need a home. If you have room, if you have room for these displaced animals. Take them in. I can't handle this, man. I lost my dog. Not that guy, but the guy that slept at the bottom of my feet for like over 6 months now. He was a rescue. He was actually he had issues. I didn't catch them early enough. But at 12 to 15 years of experience, dogs leave you. Even though I had a border collie that lasted 25 years of experience, you could look that up, how I brought her back numerous times. It's possible, but not in this case with Skippy. There was nothing. I cured the ringworm, but I wasn't. Even the doctor said they didn't know what was going on. All right. I can't even read this stuff. Apologize. I apologize. I don't get emotional. I do not get emotional. Something about my subconscious is stopping me from. Okay. Okay, hold on, guys. I apologize. Maybe you can see me. I gotta go back a little, see what's going on. Sorry I missed you guys on what you're saying. Gil Martin, sorry to hear. So true, 2 dogs, 2 cats, all rescues. Also foster home babies. Well, Gil Martin, God bless you for fostering those animals. Okay, Max. Hi. Oh, baby. Flo, can you see me? Oh, baby, I can see you. Damien Official. Okay, all in your own time, let it out. Oh, no, I can't do it. Okay. All right. Okay. This dog was fantastic. If you look back at my other views on this dog, he was out protecting this property with that guy. He was nothing but a big fluff ball that slept at the bottom of my feet. And now he's not. That's all there is to it. I know he went to another level of light. I know this as true as my soul is true, that he has made it to a higher level because he interacted. When dogs and cats, animals, interact with humans, there's an esoteric law that they go to another level. Also, if you lose an animal, you lose any animal, and you've loved them, the next animal you get, that spirit comes back to you. This has been true. This has been shown to me time and time again. I've lost a few animals, but this guy got me, man. He got me. He got me in my heart. Okay. I got to go on to something different. Hi, Sir Monkey and Chanel Weissman. Hi. I lost my dog last night, but I will go to another. I will find another rescue that needs to be rescued out of the Humane Society, which I suggest, excuse me, everyone does if they got room for them, because they do need to be picked up and brought home to you. That's what it comes down to. Okay, so now I got something for you. I'm gonna have the thumbnail. This thumbnail is gonna be Skippy is gone. He will be back. I'm just gonna put Skippy is gone, but I know he's gonna come back to me in another dog, in another spirit. This is the law. When you lose an animal, if you've loved them so, that spirit comes back to you. I'll have an episode on that. I've got so many dogs that have got the same traits that normally dogs don't have. That shows me that this is true. Okay? So, what I got for you now is some rocks. Yeah, rocks. Who likes rocks? Well, I've liked rocks since I was 5 years of experience. I put them in my red wagon up in Flagstaff, Arizona, and I found pretty rocks, big rocks, little rocks, and I put them in my wagon. I went and knocked on doors, and I said, "Would you mind buying my rock? Would you mind buying my rocks?" And everybody came out and they said, "How much are they?" I said, "A penny, just a penny." In 1959, a penny was you could buy 2 candies. And they said, "We will buy that rock." And they picked one out of my wagon. And they said, "A penny?" I said, "A penny it is." And I got a nickel, a dime, or a quarter on a lot of these people that would pick out the rocks out of my red wagon. So I was an entrepreneur at 5 years of experience. So I've collected rocks, I've seen rocks that have different shapes. I've looked at rocks all my life, and I noticed differences in rocks. And when I got to a certain understanding that there are people, human people, on this planet that have carved rocks. And you say, "Oh, really?" Yeah, they're called primitive people. Now, I never said Indians, by the way, because in Arizona, as of 1976, they made a law. You can't pick up a rock out of Arizona without being arrested and thrown in jail because it was an Indian sacred rock. Well, there you go. There must be something behind all this, isn't there? No, I never said Indians did this, the rocks that I have, but I say some human being might have done it. And why do I say that? Because nature does not make 90-degree angles. 90-degree angles does not happen through nature. Well, sometimes with icebergs and what else? Well, see, because rocks, they're ground down gradually to where there's no 90 degrees. So rocks don't have any 90 degrees to them normally. Now, if they if they represent a bird or a snake, I am saying that they might have something to do with a human being. I didn't say what human being, I just said a human being. Someone that carved something into the rock, whether they chipped it away or they had a laser or whatever they had, I don't know. Because these primitive people shouldn't have had those kind of tools. What kind of tools would they have to be able to do that for a primitive person? That is my question. So I have a few rocks. I have two of my favorites, and then I got three others. Two favorites, three others. I got a bunch more, but these are my, well, all of them pretty much are my favorites. But okay, this one here, this one right here. Now, there was a lot of starvation going on different time periods, and I believe these human beings had something to say about it, to where when they were starving, they were asking the gods or God for help. And it's always with these, they always have an open mouth, okay? An open mouth because they're hungry. A lot of people were starving. So this is one right here. Yeah, that could have been chipped away, somebody's saying. It could be just chipped, but it has two levels to it. Bottom and top, doesn't it? Doesn't it? And not only that, from the other side, sort of looks like a bird, doesn't it? Kind of. A hungry bird asking for food. Now, from the bottom part, one side is this, one side is the bird, the other side is the snake. I've always found this to be true. Now, this guy here could be the head of a very large snake. I know you're saying, hey, am I grasping at straws? No, I got more for you. I know this guy is hungry. And it could be just chipped away. Possibly so. Maybe. But my next example would be, remember the Firebird, or the, yeah, that Firebird thing. Hey, how about this guy? Does that not look like a little, if it does, see, the Indians, now I'm not saying this is Indian stone. I am just saying that this here has a resemblance of a bird. Now, this has a resemblance of a snake. Different type of snake. Either side you want to look, well, actually, I think it's more like that one there. That looks more like a snake there. Snake, bird. When you have a snake and a bird on your stone, that means some human did it, okay? That's all I'm saying. Another little point would be up in Montezuma Castle. It's 4 miles before you get to Sedona. On the right-hand side, it'll have Montezuma Castle. Please go there, because it was the cliff dwellers. The cliff dwellers dealt with, as well as many of the other Indians indigenous to Arizona, they traded snakes and birds. Tropical birds. Hey, how'd that happen? And tropical snakes. That'll be another story. I'm talking about no 90 degrees can be done by nature. 90 cuts into the, this doesn't happen. Hi, Smokey. Hey, Chanel Wesman. Hi, Chanel Wesman. I was schooling, doing work. Hey, Chanel, doing work is do it well, as my dad taught me. BXP, what's up, muchacha? I'm talking about my dog just died. Well, he didn't die. He actually made his transition, because there is no death, at 1:42 a.m. this morning. I'm kind of broken up over it, but I'm trying to get through it right now. Excuse me. We'll go to another rescue clinic, and I'll find another dog that I'm supposed to get, because wherever my other rescue is, he needs company, and I need some. You always go back and get another animal that you lost. All right. So no 90-degree turns in nature is what it comes down to technically. Well, what do we got here? This looks like a white rock that has some 90 degrees to it. Can you see 90 degrees? Yeah, I can see 90 degrees. Does this not look like a bird? Maybe, like, your imagination. a bird looking upward with his mouth open. All right. Hey, maybe, maybe not. But this is 90 degrees, any way you want to look at it. And I think this is, well, this is like kind of a crystal, kind of. And that bottom part could be a fat head of a snake. That's what I'm saying. Let your imagination go to a certain extent. But this guy here has 90 degrees all over him. There's no way nature did this. There was some human being that made this. I don't know. It looks just too much like a starving bird looking upward to me. You know, this is not broken. This is carved. All right. That's all I'm saying. Okay, this is kind of my favorites here. I'm going to show you. Who do we got here? Sorry, guys. Chanel Wiseman, hi. Chanel Wiseman, I was at work. BXP, what's up, Machaji? Hate to hear that. Yeah, Skippy was my best. I've had a lot of dogs in my life, but Skippy was, he was a rescue that, man, both Skippy and my Lightning, I guess as all my dogs are, they'd always wait for me at the gate, no matter when I came home, day or night. And these are fantastic animals. This is my one of my most favorites. Okay, this is a green rock. This has been carved and shined up somehow, and I found this in a pile of rocks that my eye caught. Now this looks to me like a python. All right, look at this. All right, let me try to show you. Okay, this is a green rock. I don't. It's not jade, but it is some kind of fantastic green rock. Okay, that could be at the back. I'm saying all over this thing is a snake, man. This is, somebody held it in their hand and went around and said they had something big. It just this is just 90 degree stuff carved out of it. Nature doesn't do. So somehow they did it, and that's what I'm asking, is how they did it. Okay? My last but best is my favorite. Hey, South Valley Vado, like your necklace. Yeah, you notice my necklace? This is a talisman. Talisman from the green emerald tablets. I'll go into that someday. This is a talisman, and well, we all can have one or not. In my case, it saved me a few times. I'll go into that in another story. Thanks, South Valley. I appreciate that. Carol Hart, hello. Your fur baby puts a paw print on your heart. My fur baby put more than a heartbeat. I mean, my fur baby, Skippy, he was a conglomerate of many of the dogs that I've had. He had the same spirit, the same, I don't know, they just keep coming back to you. That's why I say, don't let anybody that lost a dog or an animal, don't let it get you down. Just get out there and get another rescue, all right? I'm going to do that as soon as I can. Get over this, because there's a certain amount of getting over losing an animal. That's all there is. But there's another one out there for you. That's what I'm saying. If you got room, bring them into your house, bring them into your yard. You don't have to bring them in your house. Vado subscribed. Hey, South Valley, you subscribe. Bless your heart. God. Skippy got me, man. Skippy got me. A lot of my dogs got me, but not like this guy. He was only around 6 months. And he got into my heart, had his footprints all over it. And he left me this morning at 1:42 a.m. His last cry. And I got up because he was on the couch. I got up, and that was it. He was done. I had to give him a Viking burial. That's all I'll say about that. He deserved a Viking burial. Okay, my last rock for you is this one. And this is undisputed, by the way. Some human being made this rock. Now you say, oh, it must be something chipped off the side of a cliff. Now, as I said before, human beings were starving at some point, and they did this carvings to ask their gods or God to feed them. So you got this guy screaming. He wants food. He wants food like soon as he can. But you say, well, maybe that's just one side. Maybe. I think this is a mother. This is a mother bird that's screaming for food. For who? For her babies. See that right there? Right there? That's an enclave of a place for her baby chicks. I had pebbles in there, but I took them out. So you got this little screamer saying she wants food. And this side could be just another snakehead. I know it's a blunted head of a snake, all right? This is the way it comes down. It always comes down that way. A bird is on one side. And this guy is hungry. You can tell. Mama's screaming up for food. And that is where all the baby chicks would have been. Somebody actually carved this. A human being carved this. No 90 degrees are done by nature. So that's what I'm saying. We've been here more than thousands of years. We have been here millions of years. And I know I go against the realm of these guys that are saying we've always been here for a certain amount. But if you go into the Sanskrits of, India goes back millions of years. I will go into that someday because it's very important that we know the true history. History has lied to us since we were born. And the limitations that have been put upon us, I feel to be very negative. Now, it's true, we were only using 3% of our brain, but there is some validity to this when you realize our capabilities are much higher than what they are saying they are. And I knew this from a very young years of experience, all right? I'll go into that another time, too. Okay, Gabriel Ramirez, hello there. And thanks again, South Valley, for subscribing. If you got a channel, I'll subscribe to you. That's the law here of the West. Anybody subscribes to Uncle Martin, I'll subscribe to you. Just something I do. I figured everybody needs not a handout, but a hand up. And I'll have another story on that one too. AVPX, very cool. Yeah, we go through a lot of trials and tribulations, and as time goes, there's always change. Time and change. That's what we got. Every day we don't know how long we're going to be here, when we're going to take our next breath, and that's why we have to be grateful. To be grateful on all levels. Grateful for our food. Grateful for the next breath we take. There's little children that come in for like 3 hours and they're gone. Well, there's different reasons for that. Some people say it's inhumane, but some spirits just have to come in for a certain amount of time, and then they have to leave for another experience. We put death as Death as final. Death is not final. Death is just something that we're immortal. Humans are immortal. But there are certain limits to where we have to experience life on this planet. It's a lesson planet. And then from there, when it's time for us to go, we have more things to learn on the next level. Whether or not we come back here or not would be another story. Again, would be another story. A lot of us don't have to come back. A lot of us do. When we get rid of 51% of our karma, we no longer have to come back. Now, you can come back to help people. There's different laws on that. I just can't go out there right now because it's kind of deep. I know a lot of people are maybe, well, I'm not saying you're shallow as a puddle, but some people have depths to the bottom of the earth, to the ocean. We're just working with different individuals here, and I'm trying to keep it simple that death is nothing but a transition that we go to another level. And by what we think, what we believe, what we truly believe within our heart is where we're going to go. So I would suggest that you believe more positive than negative. I got to leave it with that, okay? It's getting at 32 minutes, and I got to still meditate on some things. How I just got to meditate, that's all. And I'll have something on meditation. There's pros and cons of meditation. Be careful on, I will do meditation. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow. Maybe. I got 6 a.m. to 2. Yeah. I promise I will do meditation tomorrow, Tuesday. It'll be the 21st of October. And how important meditation is. And that you don't have a witch like I had. Well, she was a psychic, but she was right on a lot of things. But she gave us a choice. And I didn't choose well. And that's all I'll leave with it at this time. Tomorrow will be meditation. Okay, BPX, true story. And you do still look for rocks. I look for rocks every day. Usually in riverbeds. Riverbeds have a lot of potential. That's all I'll say about that. And don't ever say they're from Indians in Arizona because you get arrested. So I never said it was from Indians. I just said it was from human beings. Okay, all you guys that have watched this long, God bless you. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. If you came in late, wait until tomorrow, 6 a.m. That's when I get credit on this. I could have hundreds of people talking to me, giving me a thumbs up or down, but it doesn't count until tomorrow at 6 a.m. I don't know why. I'm still trying to figure it out. So I need the credits as far as time watching, because I'm only at like 371 hours, and I got to get to 4,000 hours before I get I'm close to 2,000 people, which is nice, but you got to have 4,000 hours of watch time before they bring you aboard. So I've been at this a while. It doesn't matter when it happens. Till then, be well. God victory. And share Uncle Martin with somebody if you feel positive about it. Till then, see you tomorrow.